How do you think a belief in a being that is benevolent, compassionate, patient, knowledgeable, how could a belief in a power like that help you through difficult times and setbacks in life?
Yeah. Mentioned two things. There's this possible tendency either to give up on the good or of progress, that because there is sometimes a complete lack of that, and the evidence as we interact with other human beings, there's so much we could look at to say good doesn't exist. And then, but to recognize and believe and continue to exercise this desire to believe that there is the good, so to speak, and that a higher power represents that good in ways that can actually act in our lives, can sort of pull us out of this very dark place where it turns into only power struggles and power structures. And I'm not saying those things don't exist, they absolutely do, but if it's only that, then there's not a lot of peace and there's not a lot of joy in life. So number one, our interactions with others, believing in goodness that surpasses that, can draw us forward after difficult or in the midst of difficult experiences, but also believing in that good that loves us and that we have value in the eyes of that which is perfectly good, can then change the way we view ourselves, cause us to hope again, cause us to walk forward again, cause us to get up and try again, in ways that aren't inherently competitive. And there's a lot that's good about competition, but that aren't inherently, I only have value if I can prove that I'm a little bit better than the person standing next to me, but ways that are about internal strength and goodness that God or a higher power or a belief in this, the good, calls forth from us.
I love that. So, would you say that a belief in this higher power helps us maybe to align our values?
I do think one of the things, I think that's well said. One of the things that happens in life is there are difficult choices, and it's hard for us to always know what impact our choices will make. I think all of us recognize there have been choices we've made that we hoped were good, but they're so mixed in with some selfishness on our part, just wanting what we want, that then we worry that we've done damage to others or we've done damage to ourselves, and that can hold us back. And a hope that there is good can squash us if we believe then that means we are useless and miserable. But on the opposite side, it can help us realign, because selfishness doesn't tend to lead to peace. And so saying, okay, I recognize that maybe something was off, and rather than thinking I have no hope left, there's no chance for me, to say no, but there is a higher something that loves me and that honors me, can help us to reorient and say, I can realign, I can change, I can be kinder, I can be better, I can engage with the world and with society in ways that are healthier than I have in the past. And that doesn't mean that I'm terrible. It just means there's more, there's better, there's improvement, there's realignment, and that realignment will be worth the effort.
And when you say worth the effort, that realignment, that change, I know that some studies seem to show that those who have less responsibilities for others have a greater sense of happiness or pleasure from moment to moment. But those who have more responsibilities for others, they tend to have a greater sense of happiness when describing their lives in general. So, how do you understand that difference?
Yeah, I love that, Madison. So this study that you're referring to was with those who, the married couples or couples who are in a relationship, who are parents, and those who aren't parents. And they did this really fun thing. They tracked hour by hour. They had them keep track of their satisfaction levels hour by hour. And so what they found was that hour by hour, those who weren't in the middle of the sometimes challenging process of raising children, who weren't having to deal with tantrums or change diapers or stop to cook a meal for someone else, et cetera, but maybe were able to, hey, I can just go travel all the time, or I'm watching TV, or I'm playing a video game, or whatever the case may be. I can just go do my own thing. That the satisfaction levels they recorded were actually higher for those who weren't having response, who didn't have responsibility and this sort of societal connection that they were responsible to help others. But then this other fascinating thing happened, that those, when they tracked general sense of well-being in life and how content you feel in your life, those who were taking responsibility and were societally connected, those who were serving as parents and trying to help others, actually outperformed by a significant margin in that study, because there is something inherently healthy about being connected. That doesn't mean it's always pleasurable or easy.
Visit thebmsproject.org to learn more. Together, here for our youth.